It's Vegas Ride Along. It's time to start DoorDashing and Uber eating, so let's get going. We're on our way to Starbucks. We're getting $7.91 for 3.4 miles. Let's get on over there. I learned yesterday that if you're doing DoorDash and it's a shopping order and in the text below it says extra, like an extra amount of money for heavy item, that dollar amount is not included in the amount above where it says guaranteed amount. So for example, if it says $5 for the guaranteed amount for the shop and deliver, and below it says plus an extra $2 for heavy the heavy item, it's actually $7 total if you deliver the heavy item. I didn't know that. I discovered that yesterday. I was looking through my my deliveries, and there was an order yesterday, and I was wondering why it was much more money than what the guaranteed amount, and it exactly told the amount that it would have been with the additional money from the heavy item. So now I know in the future that I have to do my math. I've got to add in the heavy item amount to the guaranteed amount. I've been doing this for so long, and you learn something new every day. Okay, we got the order, and it looks like it's going to be a McDonald Ranch. It is 2.2 miles from here, 7-minute drive. So let's get going and let's drop it off. I started setting up all my social media stuff. So I put myself on Instagram and TikTok and Threads. So those 3 social media apps. And yeah, it was a little overwhelming because I was like, well, this is a lot. This is a lot of stuff to figure out. And what am I going to put on here? And so I got to figure all that out. I mean, I guess I can put up some of my YouTube shorts I can put on those other platforms. And then I guess if there's anything interesting, you know, sometimes I'm stuck in a restaurant and I got nothing to do, so I can just take some quick pictures or something and post those. So it'll give me something to do when I'm stuck. So that's what I thought, and that would help to promote the channel. And yeah, so I don't know why I suddenly thought of that this morning. It just suddenly clicked in my head. I just was like, oh, maybe I thought before it would be too much work or something, and I'm probably right. It probably is too much work, but I don't know. It just got in my head, and you know, once something gets in my head, I just start doing it. So yeah, so I put that together, and I think I'm happy about it. I think we'll find out as the days go on. It's gonna be, I think, in the upper 90s today. So I finally started wearing shorts, and I got these new shorts, but they're so loose. Like my keys, when I sit in the car, they go from the front of the shorts to the back, and I end up sitting on my keys, and they stab me. So I've got to make sure before I sit in the car, like I just grab the keys and shift them to the front of these shorts, or else I end up sitting on them. They stab the back of my leg. Right, it's time to get past the guard. Let's see if we get a friendly guard today. Hope we get somebody nice who won't be a jerk. Let's see what happens. Oh, hi. It's like a waste of paper to give me. He's like, let me give you this slip of paper. I'm like, okay. I'm like, I don't really need it because I'm going to be here for like 2 seconds, and I'm going to dump this stuff off and leave. But I'll add it to my collection of paper that I get for this job, all these receipts. I guess it's security. I guess they just have protocols that they have to follow, even though there's some things that just don't make logical sense. Or maybe if a security guard, if they saw me or something, they would know I officially got in, I guess. If something went wrong. That could be the possible reason.
Drop off on the left.
Well, it's coming up here. Let's see. It's not this expensive $1 million home. It's the next one. One more $1 million home to go. Here it is. Here is the $1 million home. Every time we go delivering, it's always a $1 million home. All right. Let's give. That went just fine. I was able to deliver it with no problem. Pretty standard. I just got to figure out how to get out of here now. I don't think I made any turns. So let me just be patient here. Or did I turn here? I think I did. I think I turned here. It's funny how when you do this job, sometimes you really know where you're going, and then other times you just space out and you're just like, where am I? How do I get out of here? It'd be nice if the navigation would still continue to like at least get you back to a major boulevard. That would be a nice feature that they could add at the end, like delivered. It'd be the next thing that would come up. It says, do you need to navigate back to the next major intersection? The last major intersection? You could say yes. And then it would just navigate you for that last app. That's something for you engineers to work out. Well, I found it. Maybe it's for the best, because for instincts, it's good to hone the instincts to just be able to figure it out. And that's what I did. I just used my instincts. I didn't pull up any map or anything. All right, let's see what happens next. I haven't been hitting my $100 goal for a while now. And I just think to myself, it has a lot to do with the fact that I'm not really multi-apping like I used to. And then I'm limiting my hours from 6 a.m. to noon, and not really going anywhere past that because I want to work on the videos. So I don't know. Hopefully the revenue that I can generate from making these videos will compensate and at least equal the money I'm losing by not multi-apping and working after 12 o'clock. It's an investment. I keep telling myself, well, it's an investment. It's like I'm enjoying it. And even though I'm losing money in one aspect, I have the potential to make more revenue in another aspect. So it's only been I've been doing this now for, a month and a half now. It's not even 2 months. So I got to be patient. I'm just like, okay, just be patient. And then once I reach the 1,000 subscribers, then I see the amount of revenue that it could generate, then I'll feel better about it. And I won't think to myself, oh, what the hell am I doing? Why am I wasting my time making these videos? If I'm gonna be taking pictures and posting them on social media, I have to remember to toggle back to the video mode for my camera, and for the ultra wide lens, because the phone defaults to the last thing that you did. And sometimes I forget. And like when I first arrived at Starbucks and I wanted to shoot video of the location, like the signage for Starbucks, it just took a picture. It didn't do the video. And I almost missed it. I had to stop in the middle of the parking lot and change the settings back to video so that I can get the video shot of the Starbucks exterior. And that was kind of irritating. But I think once again, it's like everything else. I have to train myself, and it'll be second nature that every time I take a photo, I'll toggle back to the video settings, and then I'll be all right. Yeah, I just got to get used to it. It's just another routine. Another person on YouTube doing the earn by time here in Vegas, and I'm like, there's no way. There is no way I'm doing earn by time. I'd rather just sit at home than do earn by time. And that pay me $15 an hour to put on all those miles on my car and run my car into the ground. They're crazy. I think some people, they just, they need the money, and if it's slow, suddenly they're not making as much money. Sometimes it's like 50-60% less money than they're normally making. So they have to do the earn by time because they need something to do. Not me, I ain't doing it. $7.37 for 14 miles. Nope. All right, we got a DoorDash delivery. It's $7 for 2.8 miles. and it's just Starbucks, so we'll be there in a few minutes. We'll see you there. Falling behind in all my house chores with all this stuff. It's too much. I have to change the water filters in the reverse osmosis system. You know, the water here in Vegas is horrific, so everybody has to either drink bottled water or they have to have a reverse osmosis system. And mine is under my kitchen sink. And I think it's like every year I have to change the filters on it. And so the Google thing came up on my Google Calendar. It said, oh, it's time to change the filters. And I'm like, oh, damn it. I don't have time to change those filters. So I'll have to make time. Oh, now DoorDash says I don't appear to be heading in the right direction. I hate when they send that email. It's so dumb. I'm 3 minutes away, 1.2 miles, and I am headed in the right direction, you dumb app. I don't know why it always does that. Maybe it's because I'm at home and it takes me a minute to, to put my shoes on and my hat and lock the door, all the stuff to get out the door to get to the car. And maybe the fact that was doing that, it was like, what's taking you so long? And then of course, it's almost time for people to start going to school, and then the traffic is getting a little bit heavy. So it took me a while to make the turn just to get out of my neighborhood and on the road. So I'm just thinking to myself, that must be it. It must not just be the direction. It must be progression of time. How long it's taking me to get to the store, to the Starbucks, as far as where I'm at right now. So according to the app, it's like, you're going too slow. You should have crossed that intersection, or you should be so many miles away now since you've accepted the offer. Maybe that's why it does it. All right, got the goods. 2 bags. We're traveling 1.4 miles to a house. It's a leave at the door. I'm gonna go this way. I'm going a different direction because there are so many people coming into the Starbucks at the moment. So I'm gonna go this way where there'll be less drama. There's a girl in the Starbucks standing not close enough to the pickup counter, but not far enough away from the edge of another table where I could walk either behind her or in front of her. It's like she picked the perfect spot to stand where I had to go all the way around another direction to get around her. I was like, I am not going to be having to say excuse me to this lady when she should know darn well that she is blocking the thoroughfare to get to the pickup counter as she plays with her phone. People are too much, the things they do. It's like they get so self-absorbed into themselves, they don't think about consideration for other people. You should always think about when you're in public, you should always be considering the flow of being of other people around you, so you're not in the way. Even children know that they should always make sure that that they're watching where they are, so people don't crash into them and that things are just moving along. But I think sometimes people just get so self-absorbed, they think that wherever they stand, they own that space, and since nobody's there, it's suddenly their right to claim the area. Maybe that's an American thing. I don't know if that's the same in other countries or not. I bet you in Asian countries it's not. I bet you in Asian countries, because they're packed in so tight, they have to be efficient. So when they go out, they're constantly trying to make sure that everything is flowing along. Posted a video on TikTok and it got 0 views. I must have done something wrong. Let me see. It's still getting 0. Maybe it's under review. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's just under review. I've uploaded it like 4 times. And I know, like, when I do my other types of content that I do on there, it gets tons of views. It just the counter starts going berserk. but maybe it's under review because it's a different type of content. Normally what I post on my TikTok account is artwork, drawings and stuff. So maybe because it's so different, that's what's taking so long. Maybe it's under review. Yeah, that must be it. Well, I'm not going to post it again. I'm just going to let it sit, and it'll either start to get views or it won't. Or I'll just keep posting till eventually maybe the robot that reviews these videos will finally take a hint and just start releasing them to other TikTok users. I think these Starbucks deliveries have to be the easiest deliveries you could possibly make, and I am so fortunate that I am surrounded by Starbucks and Coffee Bean. Like, all these coffee shops are all around me, and they are just the best, I have to say. And the people are usually really generous. I'm like, it's just coffee. I'm like, why are you paying me so much to just bring you coffee? There's people just have money. All right, let's. Okay, our next stop is going to be Robertos Taco Shop, $5.43 for 2.1 miles. Let's go get it. There's an older gentleman that I see in the Starbucks that I go to, and he's there almost every morning. He's there by himself, and I feel bad. I'm like, I hope I'm never like that. That's a terrible way to spend your golden years. Is just, you're lonely, so you just go out in public, but you're still alone. I mean, even if I'm older and I'm alone, I'm gonna keep busy. I'm not just gonna sit at some table and people watch. I mean, thank goodness for social media and the internet and gig work. I can at least, to the day I die, I mean, as long as I'm functional, I can keep busy doing stuff, and this guy, obviously he's able-bodied enough to get out of bed and get down to the Starbucks. So I don't understand why he doesn't. Maybe he's not technologically savvy. He doesn't know how to work the computer. So he's limited in his options on what he can do to stimulate his mind. Poor guy. Looks like we're delivering to a business, Red Barrel Tavern. And it's going to require a PIN, and it's a meet at the door. Hello, good morning. Here you go. Do you have the PIN number?
7252.
Okay, great. Thank you. All right, another successful delivery. That's kind of creepy going into bars. So dark in there. My eyes get so adjusted to the sunshine that when I go into a bar, it's like pitch black. I'm like, I can't see a darn thing. And she had the PIN number, which I was very happy about. So that worked out just fine. And she knew I was coming. So the moment I went into the bar, she was behind the bar, but she immediately came towards me. So there was no delay in trying to figure out, like, who am I giving this to, which was awesome. Okay, we're on our way to Starbucks again. $6.46 for 3.6 miles. Let's get on down. 7:39 a.m. We are probably about an hour and 20 minutes or more, maybe an hour and 30 minutes into the shift. So do your calculations for how much we're making per hour. Just take a look at the total amount of money we've made, and I guess divide it by 1.5, and then you'll know. And then you can say, hey, this is how much money he's making. And I don't know how much money I'm making because I haven't added it up myself, but for you people watching, you can now figure out the hourly rate and say, wow, he's doing good, or, oh, no, he's not doing good at all. This is our third visit to Starbucks this morning. It is just all Starbucks. This guy in front of me has been driving so slow. It is just unbelievable. I am not parking next to you. I do not want to see your face. He didn't even know how to park. He had to stop. There were two parking spaces right next to him, and he couldn't do it. He could not do it. Welcome to Starbucks number 3, everyone. you. We got the bag. It's heavy. One bag, and it is very heavy. It looks like we're going to be going to a house. And what else can I tell you about it? We have a gate code. Please ensure all hot food is separate from the drinks. That's code word for the person who does this order. And so when I see those words, I know exactly where we're going. She always puts that in her special instructions. So we are on our way, and I will see you there soon. I finally cleaned my windshield. One of my family members sprayed my car with the hose while they were doing the driveway. But it was good in a way because now my windows are clean. I had to clean them because they were covered in water spots, so that forced me to clean them. So in a way, it was a good thing that somebody sprayed my car with water. Oh, I gotta look at the positive side. Look how nice my windows are. Now they're nice and clean. I love it. I love clean windows. In the community, and we're on our way to drop it off. This community always has the longest roadway with nothing here. I guess that's supposed to make like a grand effect, like you have all this open space to yourself when you come in. It's like all this undeveloped land, I guess. It's supposed to give you that feeling. So it's wide open. I don't know if there are any houses on this other side of this hill. Every time I come to this community, it's always the same house that I deliver to. So as far as I know, they're the only ones that order through the apps to have stuff delivered. Maybe when I start doing Spark, I'll know more about other people and what they do. That'll give me a clue as to the other types of people that use delivery services. But when it comes to the UberEats and DoorDash, these people, they're the only ones in this community that I ever get. So that tells me that they are the only ones. All right. That was an easy delivery, no big deal. Got it dropped off. Oh darn, my little microphone clip got stuck into my shirt rather than into the seatbelt clip. I don't like to have it attached to my clothes. Sometimes it snags on my shirt, the microphone. So I just attach it to my my seatbelt. You know, the shoulder harness of the seatbelt, and that works out really good. It really holds it well. It's like the perfect place to put it. $17.04 for 10 miles to shop at Albertsons for 18 items. Oh my God, that sounds horrific. No, thank you. That sounds horrible. Not only are the miles long, but there's a lot of items. $8.09 for 6.4 miles. No, you're too low. You're too low. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I was almost tempted to take it, but then I was like, wait a minute. That's a lot of miles. That's almost like it would be just a normal pickup and drop off for that amount of miles. So if you calculate in the time it's going to take just to do the shopping, let alone the driving, it's not worth it at all. Not at all. All right, well, I just did a TikTok, $16.07 for 14.1 miles. No, I did a TikTok live post. I just recorded myself making commentary on being a delivery driver. And that should go through. Since it's live, the app should know that I'm not making it up. And I didn't put any hashtags, no nothing. I just described what I was talking about and I posted it. Let's see if it gets any views. Let's see if that starts the algorithmic process where the robot will be like, okay, we know what he's doing now. We trust his other video. So it will post my original TikTok, which is a short from my YouTube. Go to Einstein Bagels for $10.50 for 8 miles. Oh no, I charged $18 for that. $3.52 for 2.4 miles. No, thank you. Decline the DoorDash order. Boom. All right, we're still waiting, boy. Nothing but bad offers. $5.50 for 4.9 miles. No. $8 for 8 miles. No. Just bad, bad, bad. I think that's just the trend right now. You just gotta just accept it. And then you either gonna put up with it and do those deliveries, or you're just gonna be like, oh, another Cybertruck, all in black. Oh, so ugly. So that was a totally different one from the last one I saw. Yeah, I'm not gonna take any bad orders. I don't care. I really don't. It's just giving me time off to enjoy at home and fun making videos. So notice with most things in life, it's not the reality of what is happening, it's the psychology of what is happening. If you can manage to keep your senses, you can actually pull yourself out of a lot of situations that you initially think are stressful, but in reality they're just dumb. They're just dumb situations, and you're just temporarily in those moments. So you just have to, massage that moment and just, realize it's just temporary, and it's just a lame moment created usually by other people who are stressed out, or situations that are like based in like your fear of like not making enough money, or being homeless and poor, or these irrational fears that you have of not succeeding, of being a failure. Those are like a lot of the things that happen in the mind that will create unnecessary drama. So I don't go there. I usually just push back. Like whenever I start to feel that way, I just push it out. I'm like, get away from me. That's just my mentality. I don't know why, but I've always done that. Our next one's gonna be 7-Eleven. We're getting $5.50 for 2.3 miles. And we're here, we're at 7-Eleven. Have it, 5 minutes away, 1.8 miles. It's a house. Leave at the door and don't ring the bell. So when I was inside the 7-Eleven, there were 3 Red Bulls on the counter. There was a cup of water in the corner of where I normally pick up the order for 7-Eleven, and the guy who works the counter wasn't there. And then when I turned to my left, there was an elderly lady with an old dog laying in the middle of the aisle on the floor. And so I was just trying to process it all. I was like, what is going on here? What's happening? And so I said, let me stand right next to the cup of water, because that's the pickup spot where I usually pick up my 7-Eleven order. Well, the lady immediately starts walking towards me with the dog. And I'm like, okay, I thought maybe this water is for the dog. So I stepped back, and she goes, oh, excuse me. I'm like, oh, no problem. And she grabs the water from near the pickup station, and then she proceeds over to the main checkout counter where she has her Red Bulls. So she was just basically taking over the entire store. That single customer decided she lived at 7-Eleven, and she was going to take over all the space in the store. I was like, lady, you have a lot of nerve. First of all, bringing your dog into the store. You're not supposed to be bringing your dog into the store. Second of all, what are you doing just laying all your stuff all over the place in 7-Eleven and acting like you live here? This is too much. So then the guy came over and he got my order and had it ready to go. And then I got the heck out of there. Every time I go into these stores or whatever, you always walk, most of the time it's normal, but sometimes you walk into these situations and it's not quite clear what's happening. Like, is there something bad happening? Is somebody upset? Or there's like a story going on when you first walk in, and you're like in the middle of it when you walk into it. So yeah, so I just had to share that what happened, because it was not a normal 7-Eleven visit. All right, we're just about here. Let me just make sure I get the right address. Am I passing it? I think it's this place right here. I gotta turn around. It told me to make a left. And it's right here. That is not good navigation. That's bad navigation. You're not supposed to tell me to turn left when it's just right here on the corner. I guess the door is sort of on that side, I guess, but this is where the address is, so I'm gonna be right here. All I have to say is wow. 4.6 miles for $7.25. Nope, you're a day late and $1 short. Let's go to Uber, $5.18 for 20 miles. No. That's crazy. Did you see all the $6 for 3.8 miles? No, you're a day late and $1 short. I'm real strict. You gotta pay me $1.75 a mile or you ain't getting my service. $8.17 for 10. No. I want to say before another request comes in, all those cigarette butts in that guy's house and all the junk. Francesca's acai bowl, three for $5. No, I'm 3 for $6. Shit, I am strict. I don't F around. I am merciless, and I'm right next to Francesca's. I'm charging 3 for 3 miles. It's 4 for 2.8. $4 for 2.8 miles to shop at Target. No, I couldn't believe all the cigarette butts in that guy's courtyard and the garbage and trash. It was filthy. I was just disgusted. His house must reek of dog poop and cigarettes. $9.55 for 9 miles. No. Chick-fil-A, $4 for 1.7 miles. No. We should just call this channel Vegas No. $14 for 9.7 miles. No, I charge $17.50. Get out of here. Man, I am strict. But I'm strict for a reason. I don't want all these miles on my car. So you can just go away. There's lots of other delivery drivers that will take those offers, so they can have them. Have them in good health, I say. In good health. God, that guy's house was filthy. $7.75 to shop at Target. $5.09 for 7 miles to go to Munchbox. No. Let's look at the Target one a little closer. It's 2 items. No, it's just too close, especially for shopping. If I'm gonna be shopping, it's gotta be lower miles or higher dollar amount, because usually my minimum is $8 for shopping, and that was 25 cents short. The miles were extremely long for that type of money. I mean, that would be acceptable if it was just a pick it up at the restaurant and drop it off, not for shopping. I'm like, no. I can't even get a word in edgewise. I want to talk about how filthy that person's house was, their courtyard, and how their house must have really stink. Like if their courtyard is that dirty, you know the inside of the house is really dirty. They could be a hoarder. They are a hoarder. And I heard a dog barking inside, and I felt bad for the dog, because I bet you the dog is always kept inside. The dog is probably going stir crazy. 4 miles for $5. No. Yeah, it's just crazy. The different ways people live. I always think that each house in the world is like its own world. It's like an environment unto itself. $6 for 1.6 miles. That one's good. It's 7-Eleven. I'm taking a screenshot of it. Let's accept. And then let's get going, everybody. Let's head off to 7-Eleven. That's our next one. Some people have a hard time saying no. I don't have that problem. I have a hard time saying yes. Unless it comes to like family and friends, then I have a hard time saying no. And then I feel like I'm stretching myself too thin. So I usually try to hide. That's my philosophy in life. always try to stay as invisible as possible, and then pretend you're like, one of those elves that build shoes, the wooden shoes, and that you read in storybooks. They only come out when everybody's asleep, and they work on the shoes. That's how I think of myself, as like a little elf working on shoes. I don't want to be seen. I don't want to be noticed. I'm trying to stay as invisible as possible. This YouTube thing is probably the most exposure I've ever gotten in my entire life, as far as people seeing me, because I try to stay invisible. I try to just to work hard, make money, live my life, and be productive and contribute to society, but as anonymously as possible. Because I have found that the moment people notice you, they start to drain your energy. They start to demand things from you. So YouTube doesn't do that, because it's just video. They can't demand nothing. I'm walled off. It's like a walled garden. But in real life, if you make too many friends, or if you have too much of a network, it can be very draining because of the demands it puts on you. And then people will give you a guilt trip, like, oh, why didn't you call me back, or why didn't you answer my text message, or how come every time I tell you let's get together, you always make up some excuse why you don't want to get together. I'm like, take a hint. Take a hint. I'm busy. Either I'm busy or I'm not interested. It's one or the other. Deal with it. Here we are at 7-Eleven again. 7-Eleven trip number 2. Boy, those gas prices are high. $5.15 for super. Whew. That is a lot of money for gasoline. Oh my God, everybody's parked over here today. Normally there's plenty of parking spots. Oh well. Anyway, we're here. Amazon. It's funny, as I'm leaving 7-Eleven, all the cars that were parked were all trying to leave at the same time. Like, we all decided, hey, let's all depart the parking lot all at once. It's like, this is getting crazy. There's too many cars. We're going to crash into each other. Watch out. But I got out of there, so we're fine. This person ordered a bunch of Red Bulls. I guess that's the most popular drink right now. It's like every time I do a 7-Eleven, there's usually a Red Bull involved. I don't drink Red Bull because that's not good for my heart. It makes my heart beat too fast. So I don't really even drink soda either. But, I guess a lot of people, it helps them just to get through the day. But in the long run, that's not good for you. That could damage your heart. Drinking all that really high potent caffeine, it can cause irregular heartbeats. And then in your old age, you might need a pacemaker because of the problems it can cause with the valves of the heart. But people don't think about that. They only think about the present. They think, oh, well, it's getting me through the day. I'm focused on the present, not on the future. But that's just people. They don't think about old age. They think that's far away until it hits, and then they're like, what do I do? It's too late. Tell you about the delivery. We're going to a house, and it's a leave at my door. Now you know. All right, it's going to be just around this corner here. In this community, check the address, make sure I get the right address. I don't want to get that wrong. That is the worst. You get that address wrong, you're out of luck. You'll be getting nasty phone calls from the customer saying, where's my order? Where's my order? Okay, it's this house here on the left. It's always a house on the left and we got to make a U-turn every time. All right, we're here. Okay, we're headed off to Jack in the Box next. It is 4 miles or 3.9 miles for $7.50. Let's head on over there and get it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are now arriving. Jack in the Box. It's better at the box, Jack in the Box. Let's see if I can get the sign and the screen. There it is. You saw we were at Jack in the Box. go. Oh, awesome.
Yes. You have this heavy.
Oh, yeah, it looks
This
like it,
is
yeah.
heavy, okay?
Okay, no problem. Thank you so much.
All right, Papa.
At the order, did you see how big those drinks were? 4 large drinks. And when I say large, they're jumbo size. He was like, you need to carry these drinks with 2 hands. And I was like, well, how am I going to carry these drinks with 2 hands? And you're handing me also 2 bags of food. So he put the order of food in a single bag, with handles, so I could now use both hands to carry the drinks. So that means I won't be able to do filming going up to the door because I won't have any free hands to hold the phone. I'm going to have to put the phone in my pocket. Oh, that's a big order. They should have paid me more money. They should pay more money with all that they ordered. It should have been $10. Oh, I shouldn't be greedy. Don't be greedy. Don't be greedy. It's gonna be an 8-minute drive, 3.3 miles. And I think that's it. And it's just a house. There's no gate codes or anything, so it should be easy to get in there. And it's currently 8:51 a.m. It's basically 9 o'clock, so and we got 3 hours left to go. 3 hours left to go in the shift, and take a look at the total above us. Look how good we're doing or not doing. I have no idea anymore. I don't know until the end of the day how much money we've made. But it's not a concern to me. It's more of a concern to you guys. You guys like knowing, like, oh, how much have we made? And now actually below you can see what delivery number we're on. You guys, I think, like that too, because now you know how many deliveries we have under our belt so far, or on our list. So that helps. And then I also added on that menu bar, you can see that this is a DoorDash delivery. So the menu actually has that on there as well. So that makes, I think I've got it down. I think I have all the information that is really needed to follow along in the video to know where we're at in the process. And anything more would be nice, but you know, there's only so much time in the day. But I think that actually is a good amount of information for everybody to have when you're watching the video. Or when you're watching the video. I know some people, they don't watch the video at all, they're just listening, but they don't care. They don't even care anything about necessarily what I'm doing in the delivery. They just enjoy hearing the story, like hearing me just talk about stuff. So all that stuff, all the visuals that you're seeing are really for those people who watch it because they're studying the delivery process and what it's like to be an UberEats and DoorDash driver. That's really for those people. So for you people who are interested in doing DoorDash and UberEats, those graphics are there for you. And for those people who just need a calming voice to get through the day, the audio is for you. Is it adjusting? Can you see the time? Can you see that? Boy, the sun is right in our eye. There it is. I can see it. All right. Sometimes I think people don't believe me when I say what the miles are and the miles per gallon. So I think what I'll do is that at the end of the video, I'll make sure I video my dashboard so people can see that I'm telling the truth. I am getting that kind of mileage, and I did drive those many miles. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Because I know that it can be, if you don't drive a Prius, you don't believe it. You think, how can a car get that good a gas mileage? Or even with my strategy for doing delivery, it's like, how can his miles be so low and he can make that kind of money? Although you guys know, it's like I reject so many offers, and a lot of times I'm just at home because I can't get a good offer, so I'll just be sitting around at home. But but then at the end of the day, you can see the reward of just being patient and waiting for good offers. If you don't need to make a huge sum of money, if you need just a little bit of money, you can see that this job really doesn't consume a lot of miles on the car if you do it right and you have the time to be patient and wait, which most people don't. Got a comment. just found your channel with this video. What is this cheat sheet you're referring to? Do you have it available? Considering doing deliveries and or rideshare, and would love to know how you determine if a request is worth accepting. Thanks. It's nice. Yeah. Well, it's just a way. There's no real complicated thing I need to tell you about making your cheat sheet. You just have to figure out how many miles to dollar ratio you're going to require to accept a job. So let's say you don't want to accept less than $5 for a 2-mile delivery. So you just write on your cheat sheet that for 2 miles it's $5. And so you do it mathematically. So if you want $2 per mile, it's 2 times 2. So 2 miles times $2 is 4. So you would take $4 for 2 miles. And that just makes it simple. You just do the math. You do math and multiplications. That's all. So if it was 5 miles and you're only accepting $2 for every mile, it's $10. We're in McDonald Ranch again. Beautiful McDonald Ranch. Beautiful. Even the rich people like their junk food. It's probably for like the kids or something. Any grown-up that's rich is not going to be eating this stuff. It's going to shorten your lifespan. So I turn here. I think this is a new place. I don't know if I've ever gone to this house. I don't recall ever turning down this road. So it must be a new house. There's another house I go to, and it's always Starbucks all the time. Starbucks. That's all they ever order every day. They probably have a budget of like $100 a day for delivery stuff, so they can have whatever they want every day. Some people just got all that money, all that trust fund money from their parents. Just keeps pouring in, or they got that pension. They got like a big pension. Just keeps coming in. They don't have to work for it. Just keeps coming, like a goose, like the goose. All right, let's make sure I get to the right one. Yep, I've been to this place before. I have been here before. They got a lot of cars. I'm gonna have to turn around though. Gotta be on the proper side of the street.
The customer requested you leave the order.
Maybe that's why they've ordered so much food. I want to make sure I'm on the right side of the street so you can at least see me carrying the food, because I won't be able to film. I gotta put the phone in my pocket. All right. Those drinks were super heavy. $4.09 for 3.4 miles. No. Oh, man. Those drinks were heavy. Man, somebody's going to have all that in their stomach. Wow. That is too much. Too much food for me. No, thank you. I think Jack in the Box, they make the biggest drinks. $5.03 for 5.6 miles. No. I think they have the biggest drinks. I don't know anybody that has drinks bigger than McDonald's. Doesn't have drinks as big as that. Maybe Burger King. I haven't been to a Burger King in a long time. The DoorDash and UberEats delivery process to pick up at Burger King is so slow that whenever I say Burger King, I just say no. They are very slow there. I don't know if it's because of the people don't want to work there. Like it's a bad culture to work in. So all the fast food people know, like, oh, you don't want to work at Burger King. They're the worst. I don't know. I know that when I did go in the past, I found them to be very unprofessional. They're like, it's like they just, like the people that own it, they could care less. They just want the money. They're not about customer service or professionalism. That's been my perception of the Burger Kings, at least here in Vegas. They're independently owned. They're franchised out, and the people that own the franchises, they're not properly vetted, I should say. Let's just say they're not properly vetted. They need to make sure that when a franchisor comes in, or is it a franchisee? When that person comes into the Burger King corporate and says, I have the money and I want to start a Burger King, they need to like ask that person a few questions and interview them and make sure, you know, they have the right kind of mentality and right kind of, you know, the right level of professionalism to really do the job. And maybe they do when they interview them, and then they call up all their brothers and sisters and cousins and they say, hey, I just bought a Burger King, I need you to run it. That's probably what happens and why it ends up being a disaster. I think one of the hardest business that you could ever do is to get into the restaurant business. It is so hard because you have to constantly keep the place clean, and then you have to make sure the food stays fresh, and there's just so many variables involved in being in the food industry, especially the restaurant industry, that it's so easy to get in trouble. I mean, people can get sick and be in the hospital and sue you. So I definitely I take my hat off to those people who decide that they want to do, hats off, there it is, hats off to people that do that kind of work, because I wouldn't do it. I would, if I had that kind of money, like let's say I had like, you know, $1 million, I sure as hell would not put it into no franchising, no restaurant. Oh, hell no. The headaches that are involved, never. What I would do with the money if I just had like $1 million laying around is that I would just invest in empty land. And I would just be like, okay, I'm going to buy this plot of land. Then there's nothing to worry about. You're not even dealing with a property. You're just dealing with vacant land. And then eventually, because of population growth, inevitably, and it's inevitable, they need to build something on it. Because it's inevitable, but you have to be patient. You have to buy the land and then be patient. And then the other thing I think I would do is I would probably buy rental property. But I would have to buy it in a place that I knew was very metropolitan, you know, and it was a place where, you know, I knew there's jobs and people are not going to be deadbeats and they're going to pay their rent. So that's it. Those are the two big ones that I would do over a restaurant. Now, the best thing you can do is just invest. I always get into the stupid investing. You could just do an index fund, S&P 500 index fund. And you can't go wrong with that at all. You really can't, but you got to be patient. But that's like with any investment, you've got to be patient. You can't get scared. A lot of people are scared. They're like, oh, it's going to be gone. It's going to go bankrupt. It's like you got to just diversify. Maybe if you had $1 million, you put a little here to go buy a little bit of land, a little bit of real estate. $3.90 for 4.3 miles. No. Yeah, a little bit of each, a little bit in your portfolio. You got a little diversified portfolio going on. And then, you know, you got them in buckets. So that way it doesn't all vanish. So, I don't know. I'm sure all the people with money have already thought about these things and are doing it. And us numbskulls, us people who don't have a lot of money, you know, they're like, we don't know what to do. We just shove it in the bank and hope for the best. Next up, we're headed off to Target. We're going to be getting some good money. $14.69 for 4.2 miles. And we're going to be shopping for 11 items. Let's head on over to Target. Shopping list. We got paper towels, trash bags. We got some kind of peas, some berries, strawberry yogurt, packaging something. Red cheese, you know, stuff, more stuff. Organic cane sugar. Honey sliced turkey breast, you know, food. All right, let's go get it. Went really quick, and there was even a nice customer service guy, and he helped us find the trash bags. And he was super polite. I'm like, it's so rare to find a young person who is like helpful. And like, he actually asked me, do I need any help? I'm like, wow, this is a rare moment in history. It was awesome. So now we're on our way to a house. I think it's in McDonald Ranch Country Club, because who else could afford to be doing this type of thing where they're ordering groceries and paying this kind of money unless they're rich. So they must be at McDonald Ranch Country Club. Excuse me, it's not McDonald Ranch, it's Aroma Hills. Those are the other millionaires that live in another guard-gated community. All right, here we come, Aroma. Third, it's not Aroma Hills either. It's Askaya. There's so many million-dollar communities in this area. All right, we're headed to Askaya. I think this is the first time you guys have ever been to Askaya. As you can see, we're going way up in the hill. This one, the guard is at the top of the hill. It's a whole different process here. And they're more friendlier here. They're really lax. They let you like slide on through, but we'll see. It always depends on who you get. You just never know. You never know if you're gonna get somebody friendly or not friendly. Let's see what happens. Hello. 1.6 miles until we arrive at the drop-off. I wonder if it's a leave at the door or not. It is. It's a leave at the door. Usually rich people do not want to be seen. It's very, very rare that the customer will say, hand it to me. Because, you know, when you got a lot of money, you don't really want that pressure, that added pressure of having to like tip again. Like, because, you know, you see some person show up in shorts and sneakers and looks like, you know, they're on their last meal. You're like, I know I'm rich, I really should give them more money. So they hide. They're like, I better hide inside my $1 million estate and just say leave it at the door. I don't blame them. I do the same thing. I'd be like, I don't want to see poor people. I don't want to see the peasants. Just have them leave it at the castle gate. It's just too much for me to handle. The stress of being so wealthy is difficult. I must endure it somehow. This place is super fancy. It is so massive. I can't even believe, and it's not all clustered together like some of these other communities. You really do feel like you've got a lot of open space to yourself when you live up here. Although maybe they're going to develop it some more. I see some platforms up above where they could be adding some more houses, but they'll never notice because their properties here are so large. They would never even notice another person building another property. I think it's this one coming up here on the right. Oh my God, it's humongous. How do I even get to the front door? Holy cow. Leave at the door. Where is the door? Where the heck is the door? At least they opened the gate for me. Oh my goodness. I'm coming in. I'm coming in, rich people. I've got to figure out where your front door is. Oh, it's right here. Oh, we're fine. Okay, we're here. Let's get it done. Gosh, you guys can't even see. house was super nice. And I don't even like those modern houses, but I think the scale of it was just so massive. The door just seemed to go all the way to the sky. We have no internet, so I can't even close out the account yet. Hope I don't lose my DoorDash. Yeah, that was a huge house. Oh, let me show you the other house. They're still building one right there, but there's more nice. Look at that other one. These are all the ultra rich, because they not only have the fancy house, they're way up there in the sky. Oh, the photo didn't go through. I'm gonna have to type in front door delivered. There, it went through. They don't get the picture, but they do get at least the message saying I left it at the front door. So that's something. At least they're gonna get that at the very least. All these houses are ridiculous. These people are too much. I guess if you have the money, you just keep building and building as fancy as you can afford. I guess there's no limit to the possibilities of how fancy you can make your house if you got the money. I suppose. I just don't. And then the bigger your house, though, then you gotta hire a lot of staff to keep it clean. Like when I was delivering that order, I could see all the different people that were in that house maintaining it. There was like some guy, and he was like the ringleader in charge of all the cleaning people, and he was yelling at them, telling them what to do. I could hear him yelling through the glass, because he knew nobody was home, so he could just yell as much as he wanted. He was just telling those workers, get to work, clean over here, and don't miss this spot. Because, I'm sure they're getting paid a fortune to maintain that house. And that's what's, it's a lot of money is required to maintain a property like that, for sure, 100%. You've got to really have a team of people doing all sorts of things, not just cleaning. It has to do plumbing, electrical, all kinds of stuff when you have a house that big, because it doesn't stay in working order forever. It starts to break, so it has to be maintained. That's what I don't understand. I'm like, why? I guess if you just have so much money, you just don't care anymore. You're like, I don't care. It's like, I got endless amounts of money. What do I care? And they see it as an investment too, I think, because it's only going to go up in value. Well, they hope. They hope we don't have a recession and it crashes. But, if they hold on to it for the long term, they will be okay. Because, and then it probably in like 15 years, maybe 20, it'll double in value and they'll get all that money back and then some. All right, so we're just cruising along here and nothing's coming in, so I'll keep you posted. It's all about us having a good time, enjoying the day. We got 35.4 miles on the car, and we're getting 63.7 miles to the gallon. And I'm gonna prove it to you. I'm gonna switch to the other phone and do some video of that. All right, can you see it? Can you see how much we're getting? See, I'm not lying. I don't like to switch that much to the other phone because it doesn't have a microphone attached to it, and there's no jack for that phone. I have the other microphone that goes with it, but if I have two microphones in the car, you know what's going to happen. I'm going to get them confused and attach the wrong microphone to myself, and I'm going to have terrible audio when I finally do the editing. So it's like I'm safer having the primary phone that's recording video, the one I'm on now, have the microphone permanently attached to it rather than have a second microphone and attach that. Now, it'd be different if this microphone was compatible with my second phone, but all the newer phones, they don't have a regular phone jack. They have the USB thing. I guess I could switch because it's a USB-C, so maybe I should try that. I should try swapping out this microphone I'm wearing now. That's a old-fashioned 4mm jack with a USB-C one. Because then I can toggle back and forth between each one, plugging it in, and I can easily have good quality audio for when I switch one to the other. Oh my gosh, why didn't I do that a long time ago? I gotta try it. I'll try it when I'm at home tonight. Off to Sprouts, shopping for 13 items. We're gonna be getting $10.92, and we're driving 3.1 miles. Let's get on over to Sprouts. At what we're shopping for: eggs, yogurt, some type of vanilla extract, cucumber, blackberry, celery, and strawberries, and that's it. All right, let's do it. Get it, it's all done, it's all done. Let's get out of here. It's 11:18 a.m. and we've got the stuff in the car and we're ready to deliver it. It is a house. Leave at my door. The number of my building fell off. It's the first townhome that has a missing number. Your GPS should still give you the building. Prayers icon and a heart. Very sweet. All right, let's get underway. There were a couple of items that they didn't have in stock, but they had a smaller version of them available, so that seemed to work out just fine. And it was in the substitution list when I said an item wasn't available. And I think everything else was fine. Every single item I was able to get. She wanted 4 bunches of organic celery, and they only had about 5 or 6 left, and they were real shabby looking, the last couple of ones. So I just had to make it work. I'm like, well, she wants organic. She doesn't want the regular celery. So they had tons of regular celery, but the organic was almost gone. And then I went to the cash register because the DoorDash app actually says to go to the cashier and have them scan the barcode on the app. So I was like, well, I'm not going to use self-checkout for this one. I'm going to follow the instructions on the app and use the cashier to get out of there. And there was a lady in front of me, some young person, and she was just going on and on about her life. She was taking her sweet time. She was absolutely in no hurry whatsoever. She was talking about her rich husband and how she travels all over the world singing, and she's going to Europe and Cabo, and she's just talking about just how fabulous she is. On and on and on. And I thought, lady, nobody wants to hear it. I'm like, it's okay to tell somebody a little bit about yourself, but try to be a little humble. Try to be just a little. Try to just maybe just say, I'm going to be going on vacation this year. I'm really looking forward to it. I haven't gone in a while. And that's it. And then if they inquire where you're going, just say, oh yeah, I'm going to be going, overseas. We're going to be going to Europe for a while. And then let them respond with, oh, that's great. And I'm like, then just say, oh yeah, thanks. Hopefully it'll be a good time. You don't have to go on and on about how effing rich you are, because then it's irritating. Then you're just basically taking your wealth and you're just rubbing it in the cashier's face. People get some, and back again, get some common sense, people. Think about other people and how they feel. Stop feeling like you're the star of the damn show. Everybody feels like they're in a movie. Their life is a movie and they're the star. Starring? This is your life, starring. Fill in the blank. I'm like, you are not the star. Guess what? There's a bunch of us and we're all just living our lives, and you are not the effing star. Get over yourself. Well, that last drop-off kind of threw me because she finally got her address plastered back on her garage door. So I had to double check the street name. I was like, is this the right street? Because she said the number to her townhome had fallen off. So I went and I looked. I go, yeah, it's the right street. And she even had an Amazon package on her porch. So I looked at the Amazon package, at the address on the Amazon package, just to make sure it was at the right place. And I was. It was the same address that I was looking for. So that's all dropped off, and it's 11:26. We have we have a little over 30 minutes left, about 35 minutes left, 34. So I don't know if we're gonna go back out or not. we shall see what happened. All right, here's the miles if you can see them. That's our mileage. Thanks. All right, everybody. Well, that's it. We drove 42 miles and we got 62.3 miles to the gallon. And you can see up in the totals above how much money we made. And we worked for approximately, let's see, 7:30, 8:30, 9:30, 10:30. We worked for approximately 4 hours. So do the math, and that's how much money we made. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. Take care now. Bye-bye.